when you are abiding in the being in a deepest way possible, I don't know, because you can sink in it, yeah. So there is qualities. How do you relate with people in that? Is it how to say? You have to kind of a little. Is it possible to be the same way when you close the eyes and you really sink deeply into abidance in the self, in the true nature? Is it possible in the same intensity be in a connection with people, like talk?
Yes, yes.
The same.
Yes. It's like King Lear has two different ways, two different possibilities for speaking to his daughters. He can either speak to them as his father, as their father, as the King of England, and he can either speak to them from that feeling, in which case he's going to be in conflict with them, he's going to be upset with them, and so on. Or he can speak to them knowing that he's John Smith. And the quality of the conversation he has with his daughters depends on whether he feels, I am King Lear with all my agitation and sorrow and anxiety, or whether he feels, I'm John Smith, I'm at peace, I need nothing from you. And that will profoundly affect the quality of his relationship with them. And it's exactly the same with us. You can speak to someone, you can have a conversation with them, and your conversation can be informed by your sorrow and your fear and your need for approval and your need for record. I'm not talking about you personally, I'm talking about generally. Your sorrow, your fear, your insecurity, your need for approval, and all that. We all know what that, what kind of a conversation ensues from that feeling. Or you can be grounded in your being and feel completely fulfilled, completely at peace. You feel that you share your being with them, rather than the previous possibility, you feel that your being is separate from them. And that will completely change the quality of your relationship with them. So yes, it's...
But can it be gradually? For example, for me, I practice this. So for me, the feeling is that I sense my being, I would say, in the background, if I can say like this.
Yes.
While interacting.
Okay. Yes. That's true.
Is it at some point it happens when you live there for a longer time that it goes fully in front? Let's say. I mean,
okay,
you know,
I understand. I understand you. When we're sitting in our meditation sessions with our eyes closed, we're turning our attention away from the content of experience. We're giving our love and attention exclusively to our being, abiding in that, as that. When we're having a conversation with someone, we give our attention to the person we're speaking to, and our being, as a result, seems to recede into the background. Now, what normally happens for most people is their being completely disappears, and the entire content of their experience consists of the conversation. So in this approach, we remain in touch with our being in the background of experience, and we continue to give our attention to the foreground of our experience, to the person we're talking to. But we find that giving our attention to a person or an object, it loses its veiling power gradually over time. So instead of our being receding way into the background, it's more and more present, and indeed begins to pervade the foreground, because being is not limited to and located in the body, it's shared, it's spread out over the face of the earth, as it says in the Bible. So it's experience loses its capacity to obscure being. And we feel it first of all in the background, but then it overflows into the foreground.
Thank you very much.